This this video representation is to explain the process of expense voucher, and to add the expense voucher in general accounting under expense. First we have to make the ledger, and we have to make sure that if TDS is applicable in the expense voucher, we have to mark TDS is applicable in ledger is compulsory. If not applicable, then we have to mark no, it's not applicable. So first, to make the ledger, we have to select the account. If it's for the vendor, we have to select the vendor name. After vendor name, company branch is important to select, then group name, and then ledger name. By suggested ledger name is by vendor name, but if you want to change the ledger name, you can change as well. If TDS is applicable, you need to select yes. If no, no. If you will not select TDS is applicable, it will not show in expense voucher. Second, section number is very important to be tagged. So let's suppose we have tagged this section number, and after this you need to save. We have created the ledger. After that, if we are making the expense voucher for the services, so go to the service master. Already, if category and group has been made, so directly go to the services, and from the service master, and after created the vendor ledger, we have to create the ledger for the expense. So for the expense, let's suppose we have made this RCM ledger, and if we are making the ledger for the expense, so we have to change the account to the expense or income. Once we have selected expense, then ledger name, we can add ledger name as well. Let's suppose professional charges, and then company branch, group name, we have to select which group we need to tag in this. So let's suppose indirect expense, subgroup name, and then if TDS will be applicable on the particular expense voucher, we have to make this yes, TDS is applicable. Before previously we have selected in the vendor ledger as well if TDS is applicable for the vendor, so definitely we have to select that. And if TDS is applicable for expense as well, we have to select TDS is applicable. And then section number we have to mention here. Whatever section number we have mentioned, then we need to click on save button. Once we have done that, we have made the ledger for the vendor and expense as well. Then come to this service master. Now we have to tag the service for the particular vendor, and then let's suppose, then in services we have to select the service category, and then group, and then service name. Service name is very important to be add on, and then SKU number is not mandatory, but in type of unit and HSN, they both are non-mandatory. Section number is important to be tagged. Whatever section number we have tagged, TDS will be deducted accordingly. So let's suppose we have tagged this one. After that, we need to click on this save button. Once we will move to this expense, in expense invoice is important to select the vendor for which vendor we want to provide the particular expense voucher, and then for whom we have tagged that services. So in services we have to tag below in details, but in the starting of the expense invoice we have to select all this required information. This vendor name, terms of payment is important to be added, and then billing branch. After that, if invoice related to GST or non-GST, we have to mark it. Either is for GST, is for RCM, or is for non-GST. If it's for non-GST, we have to make sure that we already has been added in the ledger of expense, that GST or non-GST. In detail, we have to select the service name, expense ledger, and then amount and TDS deduction. If you want to deduct the TDS, we have to select the TDS deduction, and then according to that, and after filling these complete details, once we click on this add button, it will show in this below grid. Once it will show all the information, and you have completed all this expense invoice form, we need to click on the save button. Once we will click on save button, it will redirect into this listing page. And through this listing page, if you want to view this particular expense invoice, we need to click on quick action. Under that, view. Once we click on view, we can see that hence we have TDS applicable on the particular ledger. So right now it is showing here, and the amount deduction is also showing here. So this is a complete expense voucher journey. Thank you.